In this video, we're going to be talking about where you can go out there and find potential candidates, find employees for your company. So there are a few different resources that I'm going to show you. Some of them are used for finding freelancers, independent contractors. Some are more angled for finding, in-house or local employees. So the first one that we're going to talk about is Upwork.com. This is basically Odesk and Elance combined. I believe Odesk bought Elance, or it could be the other way around, and they rebranded and became Upwork. This is where I find the majority of my team members for one of the three companies that I run. So as far as Upwork goes, it's a freelancing site. So this is where you're going to find independent contractors who will work on an hourly rate. They will also do fixed projects. For the most part, I'm guessing you're going to be hiring at hourly rates. So the cool thing about Upwork is that it has a huge talent pool. Any kind of job that you'll post, you'll usually get quite a bit of applicants. And as your profile builds up and you spend more money, you even get more applicants, which is great. And so whenever we are hiring for a new position, I generally post on Upwork. And actually, I'll go ahead and usually post quite a few times. The more times you post, the more applicants you get. If you're really continuing your search and you need to keep looking, sometimes you need to do that. But we'll get more into that in just a second. As far as what you can find on Upwork, pretty much talent in any space for any position. So if you want to hire a virtual assistant, or you want to hire a support rep, someone who has sales experience on the phone, a lawyer that can write all of your legal documents or your terms of service or privacy policies. If you want to find a designer, literally any kind of job you can put on here, and you can usually find freelancers. Now, the key to finding the good ones is having a good filtering process and interviewing process and knowing how to post and recruit the best talent. That's what we're going to get to later in this action map in the other videos. But right now, I just want to talk about the places that you can go to find contractors. So when you go to Upwork and you click post a job, basically once it loads, you'll see all the different categories that we have here. We have design, creative, writing, engineering, data science, analytics, IT, networking, web, mobile, software dev, translation, legal, admin support. So if you need to hire a support team, reps, stuff like that, you can find it all on Upwork. The next site is Freelancer. Now, I don't use Freelancer that much. I know some people that use it. I prefer Upwork more. Now, Freelancer is more angled around creative and design. I use a different source for design. I actually use Dribbble. Dribbble is basically a social network for designers. It's amazing. It really is. So I'll go on here all the time and just look at different designs. And if I ever find someone that I really like, I'll go check out their profile, and they usually have a hire me button right here. And if you have a pro account, it's literally so cheap, $20 per year. You can message an unlimited amount of people and get in touch with them. It's so simple to find amazing designers on Dribbble. People always talk about how hard it is to find designers, which, it is, because a lot of people call themselves designers. There are only a few good ones. Make sure you know what you're hiring for. There are different kinds of designers, right? There are logo designers, there are branding designers, there are user interface, user experience designers. And so, make sure you know who you're looking for. So going back to Freelancer, it's more like Upwork. You can find different kinds of freelancers, writers, and people who can come up with content. Try both. It's worth posting on both. But if you just want to use one, then I would recommend Upwork. The next site is Stack Overflow. Now, this would be if you want to hire technical people, developers and stuff like that. Now, for technical positions, we usually use Upwork. Sometimes, though, if it's a very specific position, we need to really amp up our hunt, and we have to post in different locations. So if there's ever a specific developer that we need to hire and they're not that popular developers, there are certain languages and stuff that not a ton of people know or are good at. And so we'll go to Stack Overflow. One thing to keep in mind is that Stack Overflow is a little expensive to post. I believe it's like $700, whereas Upwork is free or whatever. But the thing is, people on Stack Overflow are typically looking for careers, not just a 1-month job or a 2-month project, which is kind of like Upwork. You can find long-term people on Upwork. We usually do, and I'll talk about that in a later video. But Stack Overflow, you usually, when you're posting, you put a salary, you put benefits, and they're really looking for careers. So if you don't have a lot of money, don't have a big budget to be able to hire the position you're looking for, then I'd recommend sticking to a freelancing site like Upwork and not Stack Overflow. But you can see here on Stack Overflow for one of my companies, we have a company page where we talk about our company, we talk about what we're built on, what our benefits are, 2 weeks paid vacation, work across the world, get access to digital courses, free gym membership, and all that stuff. And we really have to sell our company, because in order to hire great people in certain positions, you have to go above and beyond. Now, if you're just hiring virtual assistants or support members, there's lots of people in the world that you can sift through, filter out. And so you don't have to try as hard to recruit them to your company. But when you're really trying to hire talented people in a very specialized role, that's when you have to look harder and recruit harder. And the final resource is monster.com, which you've probably heard of. So this is where you're going to want to post if you want to hire mostly local, but you can also do remote people on here as well. But if you want to hire people in your country, in the United States, if you're looking for warehouse people or sales reps, that type of thing, office managers, typically you're going to post on Monster. These are going to be your everyday people who this is where they come to look for jobs, essentially. And so if you're looking for minimum wage people or $15 an hour people, sorry, my phone's ringing, you're going to want to come to Monster, essentially. So these are the main resources that we're going to be using. Again, Upwork is the main one. That's what we're mostly going to be sticking to throughout this action map, and where I believe you guys can hire at least 90% of your team. And that's what I use for most of my companies, and we've had great success with it. And so that's what I really want to focus on. Hopefully this helped, though. Definitely use Dribbble as well for designers. It's one of my favorite networks sites out there. I love spending time on here and looking through different designs. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.